What is going on? Welcome to episode 66 of the Nintendo Powercast. I'm your host, N64 Josh, and on this one, it's just a Nintendo Mini, so it's just me. So, that awesome music you just heard was from On Being Human. You can check them out on YouTube and Spotify. They got lots of good tunes. That's On Being Human. Remember, this is the unofficial Nintendo podcast. We are not the official Nintendo Power podcast, so you can go check that out on iTunes. Just want to make sure that's clear. And as always, this show is brought to you by Audible. If you go to audibletrial.com/NPC, you can get yourself a free book. And books I recommend: Ready Player One, Armada. It's also another good one. How about Super Mario? All great books, all from Audible. audibletrial.com/NPC. And also the chair I'm sitting in from OP Seat. Go to opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh to save yourself $10. So, and there's now two models of the chairs. There's the Master Series and the Grandmaster Series. So make sure to check them out. opseat.com. Use coupon code N64Josh. Lastly, I do have a Patreon. If you want an extra podcast and some other exclusive content, go to patreon.com/N64Josh. And for $1, you get the extra show. And there's other tiers available as well. So go check those out. Okay, well, this is a mini, so we don't have an official time set for this, but it's typically going to be on Thursdays. There is typically a press release from Nintendo that goes out on Thursdays. I'm hoping I can sign up for that and start getting that. We can use that as our show notes. I want to say what's up to everybody in chat. Nightcrawler, Yickum, Killer, Lumber, Hates in the chat, Katie Ann, Draco. If I'm missing anybody, I think again, Kirby, welcome guys. Welcome one and all. You guys are freaking me out. Everybody's saying I don't hear the music. The music only plays on the audio version. So we're getting there. One day it'll all play in the same place, but we're not quite there yet. So not a ton of Nintendo news, but there's a few things we can talk about. First thing, upcoming release, when you're listening to this on Friday, February 9th, I keep wanting to say Dragon Age Builders. No, it's Dragon Quest Builders will be out. So you can check that out. That's actually more than likely on the eShop. It'll be out in about 2 hours from time of recording this if you want to get it digitally. So Dragon Quest Builders. I've been watching a few videos and whatnot. I think I'm going to pick it up. It looks pretty good. So we'll give that one a go and be able to talk about it on Tuesday. As far as news, like I said, it's kind of been slow. Not a ton of stuff, but we got one thing that I think is pretty exciting. And but first, Mario 3D Land, The Legend of Zelda: Link Between Worlds, and the Ultimate NES Remix are now Nintendo Selects, and that means they're all $20 each for the 3DS. I recommend all three of these games. They are all excellent games. Of course, Mario, it's a stellar title. Zelda: Link Between Worlds, it's a really great Zelda game, and the mechanics that they have you doing in that game, not like anything I've really experienced before. So really, really enjoyed that one. And Ultimate NES Remix is one of those games that if you're just looking for something to kind of scratch that retro itch, but you also just want something you can pick up for like 5 minutes at a time, Ultimate NES Remix is that very thing. You can compete against your own times. I believe there's some online leaderboards and stuff. It's also on the Wii U. I do recommend that one if you've got a 3DS and you're looking for something to just kind of, almost plays like a mobile game in a way, but you're actually playing classic NES games, and it's really cool. So I can see Killer in the chat. He's hyped for Link Between Worlds. Yeah, it's a really stellar game, and the like you basically go 2D in that one, and the mechanic is a ton of fun. So I do recommend that, and it's cool to see those games get a little bit of a price drop. So if you missed them and you've got, if you picked up a 2DS or a 3DS for Christmas this last year, which I know a handful of people did, those are definitely titles you don't want to miss. Okay, the biggest news of the week from Nintendo. It came in the form of a tweet. It's like a mini direct. We can now use our coins on My Nintendo for the Switch eShop. Yay! We're also excited because come March, all the games that we've purchased from on the Switch, those coins are going to expire. So hopefully there's a coupon you're excited about purchasing with your gold coins. Because that's basically what this is. Back in the day, when it was I can't even remember what it was called now, Club Nintendo or something like that. There was like cool physical items, you know, like really cool physical items that you could get, including like Super Famicom controllers for the Wii. I have a Luigi pin from the Year of Luigi. There was a Luigi's Mansion statue that you could get. There was some really cool kind of rare physical rewards that you could get if you had enough of the points saved up. And I actually had tons of them because I had family members who would buy games, and I would literally just collect all of the papers from all of their game purchases. I remember one holiday they had a pile of Wii games and none of them had been used, so I just kind of snagged all of them, and I had a ton of points, so it was cool. So that's the only reason I kind of sound snarky about the whole My Nintendo thing, because one, I prefer to purchase the games physically, right? And then two, just getting some cool Nintendo artifacts is a much greater reward for me than just getting these discounts. But at least we're able to use them, because they were, end of March. A lot of them are going to expire, or some of them will start to expire, because I think it's like a year. After a year, that's when they expire. So at least you'll be able to use them. And he says free games, maybe. I don't know that there's many free games. So, and I believe this is from, let's see, Soldier Blade in chat says, it is true that from the next month on, all physical game purchases will reward the same number of gold coins as digital. Right now, you get far fewer coins on physical. So I think from what I read today, and I don't know if this is entirely accurate, you get basically 5% of your purchase back if you do digitally, and 1% back if you do physical. I'm not sure if that's the case now or if that's what it's going to be. So, I mean, either way, at least we're still getting something. But yeah, you do. I think you do get about. I don't know. I don't know if it's half. I know it's not as many. Definitely don't get as many. A lot of times it's like around 12 coins or something. It seems like for the physical games, especially for the indies and stuff, they definitely seem to be less. So, but I'm not entirely sure on what they're doing there. So I see lots of boos, and I hope that's not true. I will look for the link that I had found, and I will, basically it was just something I saw, something I saw on the Nintendo Switch subreddit that basically stated you get 5% of your purchase back digitally and 1% physically. So, or the physical. So, I don't know. I didn't check that. I didn't check the source. I don't know if they were making a statement. I'm not exactly sure. It's on there. If I can find it again, I'll post it in the notes on this show. So, hopefully it's something cool. That's it. Hopefully we get something cool. And if it is some free, indie games or whatever, I'm down. It'll probably end up being that Atlantis game that Hate loves so much. So that'll probably trigger him right this second. Okay, so the next thing, we're getting our coins, which is cool. Getting to use our coins. The next thing is a handful of major news outlets got to go hands-on with Labo, and I was listening to IGN this morning. I watched there's hate. It better not be. I watched IGN's video talking about Labo, and some of what they said was quite interesting. They put together what they call the RC car, which is essentially, it looks like a bug that you attach the Joy-Cons to, and it, due to vibrations, it moves, and you can control it with the Switch, with the tablet itself. Definitely interesting, definitely kind of cool. What I didn't know it did is the fact that it has the IR sensor in the Joy-Con is actually a night vision camera. And I'll try to remember to link to this video as well in the show notes on IGN. But you can basically, you can drive this little bug RC car around and, you know, you can see what's in front of it. It's not the greatest picture. It's not like this is some great camera. It's like a, it's like they found a use for the cell phones from like the year, I don't know, 2003, and they threw them in these Joy-Cons. I'm not really sure. Not the greatest picture quality, but still kind of cool that you can do that. As far as the games themselves, what they kept saying on IGN anyway is that the games seemed more like tech demos than actual games. And, you know, we've heard that said with 1-2 Switch as well, that it's like a good tech demo, but not really, you know, the best game. Okay, fair enough. But we have to remember what the target market for this is kids. And they may get tons more enjoyment out of these tech demos, I'm doing finger quotes, than what an adult will, you know. And that's fine. My daughter still picks up 1-2 Switch and plays it. I'm like, hey, you want to play Mario Odyssey? I'm good. I'm going to do 1-2 Switch with my friend. And okay, you know, or she likes rocking the baby to sleep, which makes me nervous that she's going to drop the Switch, but she still has fun with that simple little game, you know? So when you have things like racing or playing the piano or, you know, building a little RC car, like, I don't know that I almost feel like we shouldn't necessarily view these as actual games, but more like a tech demo. And that's okay. Like, it's not like the, I heard them talking about the bike, and they said, oh, it kind of just looks like, it looks like they ripped off Mario Kart. Okay, cool. We don't need that game to be a full on racing game. If a kid can kind of sit down and be steering and hit the throttle, you know, on this cardboard after putting it all together, I think they're going to have fun doing that, you know, because it's the whole experience of building something that you then get to interact with. And that's really, to me, what this boils down to. It's not like I need to build this bike and then, you know, play Mario Kart or play something that has some, you know, some story or even a score or something like that to continually beat. If it's just a tech demo and kids seem to enjoy it, which from what I've seen with kids playing it, they really do. So that's great. That's great. If they can get the value out of it, that's fine. It may not be for everybody, right? And we've said that a ton. Now, that being said, when Philip from IGN put the robot Labo on, like the backpack, the cardboard backpack, he had his he had the like goggles on. Dude looked ridiculous. He said he looked ridiculous, but you know what? It looked like ridiculous fun. Like, it looked like he was having a good time. Again, not a whole lot to that game, but still just fun. I mean, you know, kids are going to love just tromping around, like stomping around, you know, knocking buildings over in the game, transforming into the car, you know, driving around. When you flip the little visor down, you go into first person mode. So there's fun to be had there. yeah, you may not be taking this robot on some adventure, but there's definitely fun to be had there. And there's hours of entertainment in putting these things together. It's not even just doing those little RC car bug deals. It takes like, 5 to 7 minutes to do that. So there's still time there. So all in all, from what I'm seeing, I'm on board with Labo. I think it's cool. It's not something that you're going to play for a really long period of time, and that's fine. I'm okay with that. But when I sit down with my kids and put this stuff together and we can interact with it on the TV and have a good time, that's cool. That's cool. And then have my nephews over and have them build stuff or whatever. I'm going to get plenty of value out of it. If it was just for me, I don't even know if I would get it. But because there's kids involved with it, I'm definitely going to pull the trigger. So it's looking good. And and look at Hate Zero saying, I'm going to 100% Labo. There you go. Even, he doesn't have kids. He's all about it. And that's what it said. It said for kids or the kids at heart, right? So, if you're going to enjoy it or you think you're going to enjoy it, go for it. Get it. Have fun with it. If it's not for you, just let other people enjoy it. That's all. Let other people enjoy things. It's all right. So I do want to hit the chat here a little bit. Draco says, if he says my sons will love it still. Cool. If it comes close to Mario Kart 8 ripoff, it'll be a better racing game than I would have expected. Like you said, it's about the building experience. It's the Blast Corps we always wanted, getting able to run around as the robot and smash stuff. So there you go. Soldier Blade says, imagine the licensing possibilities for third parties making their own Labo projects. Then Killer follows up with imagine a Mega Man Labo. Followed by take my money. Nightcrawler says my variety kit is already pre-ordered. So, people are excited about this. People are excited about this. Henny says Blast Corps was dope. So it looks like there's going to be plenty to do. And, that piano is going to take forever to put together. So, I mean, just have fun with it. It's cardboard. It's crazy. It's the most Nintendo thing possible. It's 2018 and we're excited about doing cardboard origami. But hey, if it didn't say Nintendo on it, would we do it? Probably not, but that's okay. Hey, we like Nintendo. So, lastly, I want to make sure to let you guys know I am going to be doing a collection video tomorrow that'll be out this weekend, showcasing my entire Nintendo Switch physical library. Every game that I've purchased, I think it's over 70 games, and we're going to go through each one of them. Just kind of, talking about them briefly because it'll be a really long video otherwise. So, but that will be out on my YouTube channel. Probably Saturday, maybe Sunday. And that's if you go to youtube.com/N64Josh, you'll be able to find it there. And the last piece of news, though, that I wanted to mention, and Hate mentioned it in the chat early on, is the Mario movie that's coming out. Basically from the company that brought us Minions and Despicable Me. And I think Hate and I will talk about this a little bit more on Tuesday, but one, this is a good company to be doing a Mario movie. Do I wish it was Pixar? I mean, after seeing Wreck-It Ralph, I kind of do, like they seemed like they kind of knew video games. There was some cool, like behind the scenes stuff, but I think it's going to be in good hands. Shigeru Miyamoto is going to be, from what we can tell, he's going to be very involved with this. Some people are concerned that we might end up with a, this might be a Super Mario Brothers 2, the movie. I don't think we have to worry about Bob Hoskins because he's passed away. And I just don't think John Leguizamo is going to want to pull Luigi, to play the character again. So who knows? Are we going to get Charles Martinet going, hoo-hoo, the whole time? Like, it could be, do we want that in a Mario movie? I'm not sure. That's Even chat, guys. Do we want that? Do we want to listen to Charles Martinet just talking the whole time as Mario, or maybe maybe like Morgan Freeman can just narrate and we can just watch the Mushroom Kingdom just do their thing. So, but I don't know. It's cool. I'm hopeful, but we all know how video game movies typically go. I don't know. But we'll keep our fingers crossed. Is it going to be better than Mortal Kombat? Will it be better than Assassin's Creed? I don't know. What we're going to get Danny DeVito as Mario's voice. Hate? I don't know about that either. So you guys are crazy in the chat. Soldier Blade says, I think he'll be pretty satisfied with it as long as Martinet doesn't do too many lines. So, but it'll be fun seeing Mario on the big screen. Again, we may not be the target, it may not be adults may not be the target audience for this thing. So, just see what we can get, see what happens. So, I mean, look, Despicable Me, Minions, those movies are all great. And, I don't think we'll see the same mishaps we did with the original Super Mario Brothers movie, because that was an absolute wreck. So I do have a question from Discord. I want to grab real quick. We'll read that, and that will wrap up this mini here. And let's see. I'm in the wrong section because I didn't open up to the right spot. Give me 1 second here. NPC questions. And this is from Hate Zero. It says, NPC mini question. Game music is very important to me and really tells its own story and helps with the tone and mood of games. I see more and more people not care about it. Stream their own music over it. So on and so forth. Do you think game companies are taking note of that, and possibly we see less money spent on game music in the future? And it's a good question. I mean, if you spend a lot of time on Twitch, then yeah, you see that being the case. You see people using their own playlists or whatever. But I think with Twitch, it's more about trying to have the most entertaining stream possible. So you want to have maybe music that people connect with that they like, plus a game that they like, and then hopefully a host or the streamer that they like. I don't think that Twitch would play that much of a part in game companies pulling back music. That being said, I know he said stream, so my mind went to Twitch, but it could be, I mean, and I don't know, maybe people do this. Do you guys listen? I'll ask chat. Do you guys listen to music when you're gaming? Like, do you put in your headphones and listen to something else? I don't typically do that. I love game music. I love chip tunes. I spent a good portion of the day today listening to bands that, play things like the Transformers theme song. I heard Metroid Prime, like just all kinds of old video game music and 80s pop, pop culture stuff. And so I think any game company that's putting out a game should know that music is a big part of telling that story, like the question said. And it really does help, like, set the tone, set the mood. And so Hate's adding a little bit more. He says, I just mean some people listen to music on Xbox or just in general during gaming. And so, a lot of people in chat are saying they don't really do that. Some people are saying, like Killer's saying, he was just listening to the Bayo soundtrack earlier. And Soldier Blade says, actually, Josh, with some games that have mostly environmental sounds, I do put on music or podcasts. So, I mean, it really, here's for me, and Hate probably remembers doing this with me back on the original Xbox. We would load up we would take CDs, if you guys remember those. and you would load up your Xbox hard drive with music and games like Project Gotham. You could play your own radio station basically. And so that was great. But you're basically driving the whole time. And when it comes to like a first person shooter and multiplayer, yeah, I would throw on my own music. But if I'm playing a single player game like Zelda or Mario, even Mario Kart, like the music that they put into those games, like the full band that is playing, and you can just hear they're such talented musicians. They've put together these arrangements of like the Excite Bike track on Mario Kart is one of my favorite to listen to. They've done an amazing job. And so it would be a shame to miss some of those things. Even some of these indie titles that we've gotten recently, The Mummy Demastered, Celeste, like the music just really helps set the mood. I even love Xenoblade Chronicles music. I know it wasn't for everybody, but I loved it when it would switch to the heavy metal guitar and everything once the battle would start. I was all about it. I thought it was great. So, that was just me. I don't think at this point it's going to hurt anything. Oh, and thank you. Hate reminded me. The last thing we can talk about here is another question we got from Discord, and it's going to be buried right now. I can't remember the name of the system. It's like it's a Super Nintendo. That is basically I think it's called Analog Super NT. And what it is a Super Nintendo that has the ability to play Super Nintendo, Super Famicom games, HDMI, has HDMI out, and takes the old controllers. It does come with a wireless, basically Super Nintendo controller. You can get the system with matching controller to look like the SNES with the purple. You can get it to look like the Famicom with the two grays and the rainbow colors. You can get a clear and you can get a black. And her question was, do I think it is a better system than, or do I prefer it over the SNES Classic? And so what I did is I went and watched, I believe it was Game Explained, but I'm not positive. If I can find the video, I'll try to link it. But I went and watched them talk about it for a little bit. And basically they said it was great. The picture was good. In some cases on the SNES Classic, which I wasn't completely aware of this, there's issues with the emulation where things don't quite work right, or either the gameplay gets a little bit messed up. Star Fox, I guess, runs much faster than the original. So I mean that could be good or bad depending on your preference. But probably the thing that intrigued me most about this thing is just that I could play my old games HDMI. Like, I love the SNES Classic. I think it's a cool piece of Nintendo history. Just kind of getting, modernized a little bit, getting a handful of good games. It really helped people get in the mood for Nintendo, it seemed like, and get in the mood for even the Switch. But as a retro game collector, I'm most definitely interested in this thing to be able to play those my Super Nintendo carts and having HDMI out, to basically get the best picture possible that I'm aware of. There may be some other ways of doing it that's not using emulation. I think it's great. And there are some different settings and things like you can do to kind of make it look like a CRT and that kind of stuff. But overall, I wouldn't say that one is necessarily, I don't know that I would just want to compare them and say, oh, this one's better than this one. I think they're both awesome, honestly. Like, I love the SNES Classic. I think what it is and what it does is cool. But I would love to be able to just pop in some of my old Super Nintendo games and not have to worry about, the composite cables or S-video or whatever to try to get the clearer picture for on my TV and even for my streams. So I think it's a cool product. I hope to pick one up when they release and maybe get a full review for you guys on YouTube and talk about on here and stuff as well. So, well, that's it. We're right at the half-hour mark. Thank you guys if you're here with me live. Henny, Soldier, Lumber, Killer, Hate. I saw Katie Ann was still hanging out. Henny, I don't know. Whoever else is here, if I said your name or didn't say your name, forgive me. But thank you guys. I do appreciate you guys being here. Remember, audibletrial.com/NPC. Get yourself a free book from Audible. opseat.com. Check them out. If you're looking for a gaming chair, you're looking for an office chair. I've sat in this thing for close to 8 hours while I had a really long stream. These chairs are awesome. So opseat.com, coupon code N64Josh, save yourself $10. I have my eyes on the Grandmaster next, so I think I'm gonna get one of those here soon. Remember my Patreon. Go to patreon.com/N64Josh. $1 gets you an extra podcast. There's other tiers as well. Go check that out. Guys, you can follow me. Twitter is N64Josh. YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat. They're all N64Josh. Follow me, talk to me, hang out, whatever. It's all good. Thank you guys again for being here live. Thank you for listening. I can't thank you guys enough. Like, really, really, really appreciate you. So, this has been an NPC Mini, episode 66. You can check out all the show notes at thelootcave.com/NPC66. And we'll see you guys Tuesday for our regular show. You guys take it easy.